Hi Collective, it's Shana. Excuse me. Archangel Michael, I ask that you preside over this reading. I ask that you protect me and my collective as we channel, transmute, and harmonize the energy for the highest good. Ashe, Ashe Collective. Collective will be using Matic and the Illuminati Oracle, a tool for discerning truth in conspiracy, okay? Collective, let's get in a quick, the timeline shift. I think it's been over a month, definitely over a month, maybe 2 months since we've done one, okay? All right, so there's 3 questions, and this timeline shift reading comes with this deck, okay, the Illuminati Oracle. All right, the timeline shift. Show us, what is the current frequency of the collective field? Just one, please. The current frequency of the collective field. Thank you. Where are we headed if nothing shifts? Thank you. Internal breach, Collective. I think I like this direction. Let's see what kind of breach this is, okay? All right. Question number 3. What could shift the timeline in our favor? Hopefully the internal breach. All right, that's in the reverse. You may have saw it. I missed it. All right, I think I see that green card with the fries here, distraction at the bottom. All right. What's the current frequency of the collective field? Please. All right, thank you. Quick reading. Where are we headed if nothing shifts? This is occurring as we speak, Collective. Okay? Something's occurring. Okay? Question number 3. What could shift the timeline in our favor? All right, let's get that. Let's keep this as the mystery, as well as this one. All right, bottom of the deck, what is this reading about? The timeline shift. Dante's Inferno, Collective, okay? We're all headed to hell if things don't shift quickly, okay? Show me that Dante's Inferno. All right, crossing. What do we have now? Santa Cruz, okay? Something important about that. A region, a name, something. All right. All right, let's see what we have. Timeline shift. What is the current frequency of the collective field? Weather modification, okay? There's a lot going on with the weather. The atmosphere is no longer solely nature's realm, okay? People are playing around with the weather. Advances in climate engineering give select hands the power to change what falls from the sky, like the clouds, Collective, okay? The question is, should they? All right, so our weather is being modified. We know that, okay? It's to the point now where we don't know what are natural storms and what aren't, okay? As well as we don't know, there are people who are coming online who have gifts as well to manipulate the weather, Collective. There's a lot going on here, okay? A lot of people involved here, okay? It's like a big medley. Some sort of stew. A weather stew. Okay? What is the current frequency of the collective field? Something about weather modification. Lynch, Collective. Okay? I feel like they're using these modifications, certain people, in order to get the people like in a vice grip, Collective. Place people in a position where they have to surrender to something that may not be good for them. Weather modification, the current frequency of the collective field. Spiritual partnership. Getting something about that twin flame energy. Let's go. Hack it. Okay, so they want to hack the spiritual partnerships collective. Okay, weather modification, like indicating, introducing something false into something that's supposed to be natural and spiritual. Okay, you hack it. You hack into the system, the main database collective. Okay, you find the central command center, and then you lynch it collective. You disconnect it. You cause it to malfunction. You stop it. Okay? In this case, by weather modification. Maybe the spiritual partnership is with people, the collective, and nature. And they've hacked into it collective, and they know how to modify the weather for the purposes of binding a whole group of people, maybe. All right, what is the current frequency of the collective field? Master Magician collective, someone's manifesting this, okay? They feel like they got it like that, okay? They feel like they control the weather collective, okay? Show me. Current frequency. They thought they could play me, okay, collective? This could be you, collective, okay? I don't know who this is playing with the weather, okay? I don't know. Someone who feels like they've been played, okay? And there's something going on here with the weather. They're manipulating it. Someone, a master magician, okay, who obviously could not be played or felt that they should never or could never be played, okay? But someone was played, possibly. Maybe these are their names. I don't know. All right. What is this master magician doing with the weather? Choose your soul's journey, okay? They're trying to interfere with people's choices. Let's see. I don't know. Maybe they feel this is their soul's journey to modify the weather. Let's go. Tidy home collective. They're going to clean things up. Maybe this is someone's mission collective to clean things up via the weather. I don't know. Tidy home. Let's get that. We're about to move on. Okay. Tidy home. Okay. True scientists in the reverse collective. Maybe they're going to clear out fake scientists in the environment, okay? Maybe this has to do with people who study people, okay? Like, I'm getting like a deranged scientist or something collective. Tidy home. Anne or Annie collective, okay? Put it where you go. That name is very important. Maybe this is the so-called master magician. Maybe someone's cleaning up their home collective, okay? All right, show me this Annie person. Why is this important? The wages for these sins are death in the reverse. So someone's done something and they don't want to be harshly judged, I feel. Okay, so they're doing everything possible in order to clean up a situation possibly that they helped to create for themselves. Okay, and I feel like a lot of other people are being pulled into this situation because someone did not, I feel, choose their soul's journey. Not everyone. Okay, but the one who's the true scientist in reverse collective, I feel like they didn't make the proper choice. Okay, could be one of these names out here. And they're modifying the weather as a result. Okay, show me true scientists and we're going to move on. We're about to close it. Santa Cruz, advanced weaponry manufacturer as it relates to the weather. Could be something about HARP, you never know. Or scalar weapons or something. Show me. Raffle prize winner. Maybe somebody won something. Maybe someone got a gift. Maybe they learned how to modify the weather. Maybe it's not a spiritual partnership. It could be though. Maybe they learned how to modify the weather due to a partnership that they have with someone who has access to things like this. They're involved in weaponry manufacturing, okay? Something like that. Santa Cruz is important collective, okay? So the current energy has to do with weather modification. Okay, forgive me. Let's go. Question number 2. Where are we headed if nothing shifts? Internal breach, collective. Internal breach. Not all in power serve the machine. Hidden among the halls of control are those who will not bow. Okay? Who stand for truth, freedom, and the people they swore to protect. So I feel like where we're headed if nothing shifts is that whomever this master magician is, or these people are, they will be exposed. Okay? Because there are people there that are aware of what they're doing, or they suspect something's wrong, okay? And they are committed to the people that they work for, collective. They believe in what they do. Okay, so they're authentic. What will happen if, where are we headed if nothing shifts? This is occurring as we speak, an internal breach, collective. Okay? Show me. Where are we headed if nothing shifts? Guardians of the Galaxy. This is beautiful, collective. All right, so we want this shift here, okay? If nothing shifts here, okay? We want this to remain. There's some sort of exposure going on as it relates to weaponry manufacturers and the weather. This is a form of weaponry, weather modification, collective, and it's a major one. Okay, it affects a lot of people. Okay, and people don't necessarily know that it could be an attack, a weapon type of attack, collective. They may just write it off as nature when it's not. But there are those who know. Where are we headed if nothing shifts? No longer afraid. People are going to speak up, collective. People are appalled by what they're seeing. Okay? Show me. Where are we headed? Guerrilla warfare, collective. Unconventional warfare. Rebels, intelligence operations, psychological warfare, sabotage. People are aware of what's being done to the collective population, okay? By way of weather modification, okay? And they're doing it under the radar. This region is significant for some reason, or something about this name, okay? And these people aren't true scientists. I'm getting warmongers, collective, okay? Like mad scientists. And I feel like this is retaliation, though. This guerrilla warfare speaks of this internal breach, okay? So they're using guerrilla warfare by way of the weather. But it's coming back, it's boomeranging on them by way of internal breach because people are aware. And they secretly, I feel, are revealing certain people that they work with or something collective. Show me. Where are we headed if nothing shifts? Make a move or get moved on. Let's see who's strong, okay? The Guardians of the Galaxy collective. No longer afraid. These are 3D beings, I feel, okay? Who are high vibrational. They could be earth angels in disguise. They may know it, they may not, collective, okay? But they are being moved. Okay, they're gathering intel, I feel, okay? And it's like a reconnaissance mission. The crooked ones, they don't know who they are, okay? And it's occurring right now as we speak, collective, this internal breach. It is considered a form of guerrilla warfare because they don't know who they're working with. They don't know who supports them truly and who does not, okay? But there are people here who support the people, okay? And they're being described like Guardians of the Galaxy collective. There could be an aspect of, what do you call that? Otherworldly help, okay? Show me these Guardians of the Galaxy. These are the true heroes and heroines collective, okay? We have corporate profits, okay? I feel like this is within a corporation. Possibly that deal with this weapon manufacturing, okay? Guardians of the Galaxy, Divine Protection collective. Get out of here, collective, okay? They ain't going nowhere with this fake weather modification collective. They only got one brain cell. They don't even see that the people around them are not for them, okay? They're upright divine beings, okay? All right, so I feel like this is what's happening. You're divinely protected. People are no longer afraid. More people are speaking up about what they know, what they've seen, and what has happened to them. And there's nothing they can do with weather modification to stop it, collective. You have divine protection and divine help from the guardians of the galaxy, okay? And they're placing people in particular crucial positions to stop this, as well as they're working with people, okay? And some people were slated from birth, okay, to, I don't know, collective, activate, okay, in order to serve a divine mission. All right, what's the move, if you want to talk about it? Oh, man. Maybe in the reverse, which means yes. All right? Look at that, collective. Maybe in the reverse, which is yes. The move is erectile dysfunction, collective. Limp noodle. Okay, we probably have this coven here as well, okay, with this weather modification. But I feel like it also speaks about this weaponry manufacturer. I'm getting missiles with this, okay? And I feel like they're saying that it's just not going to work, collective. Maybe these missiles that they want to, these weather missiles or something, they're going to malfunction, collective. They're not even going to get off the ground. Limp noodle. Bottom of the deck, Taurus, okay? Someone's twins involved here. They may have a limp noodle, collective, okay? Or something, somehow, something's being rendered ineffective due to these guardians of the galaxy, okay? All right, let's see something real quick. Show me this Taurus. Why is this here? They won something, collective. Raffle prize winner. Possibly a limp noodle. Let's see. Two of them. Inside the mind of a madman. Speak. Tupac, okay? A madman, collective. Show me. Surfing the waves. Santa Cruz. These are indicators of so-called sky jumper, okay? He likes to surf, okay? All right, let's go. There's an internal breach, though. Question number 3. What could shift the timeline in our favor? I feel like this is what's shifting it. Let's go. True alignment in the reverse. So what would shift the timeline? It says in our favor. It's like this reading is coming off from the perspective of the aggressors, okay? This is our position here, the collective, okay? Where we're headed if nothing shifts. This is the good outcome for us, okay? But they're presenting this reading from the perspective of the errant ones, okay? All right. So what could shift the timeline in our favor? True alignment. If they can get people off course, okay, and keep you from aligning within yourself, collective, aligning your chakras, okay, and aligning with your purpose. So this is what they're hoping and banking for, to throw people off of alignment. All right, so but it says you are not here to carry the weight of the world. They want you to carry their weights, every broken system, but to be the trusted, clearest version of yourself. They don't want you to be yourself, and they don't want you to be trustworthy. That alignment creates a frequency that challenges fear. They want you to be fearful, collective, and never challenge it. Dismantles illusion. They want you to stay trapped in an illusion, and sparks awakening. So how do we stop this so-called New World Order takeover? Is we align ourselves, collective, okay? We become fearless, okay? And we stay in alignment. And we speak up. And we do what's right to the best of our ability. What could shift the timeline in our favor? And we're talking about the perspective of these errant ones. What could shift the line? Count Dracula, collective. That they could draw off of the collective's energy, okay, abundantly. Because if they can get us to not align ourselves with our higher selves, okay, and divinity, then they'll have a whole arsenal of energy to draw off of, okay? What could shift the timeline in these people's favor? Regional manager. Interesting. Yeah, I feel like with this regional manager, this speaks about surveillance, okay? Being able to watch you, sending your images to different people, collective, so that they can mock you as they watch you, okay? They draw off of that energy, the feeling of power, of you not knowing that you're being watched by sadistic weirdos, collective, okay? They're pathetic, collective. The divine sees them, okay? And many of these people, they don't even realize. The ones that's been watching me, they ain't gonna have their eyesight for too much longer, collective. I hope it was worth it, okay? I hope watching my booty jiggle was worth it, collective, okay? They stupid. Show me this regional manager, you idiots. I know who you are. For me, I know who you are. You're disgusting. Regional manager, they ain't in the reverse. The moment the hunter realizes they're the prey, okay? So they don't want this to happen. So this is the way it could shift for them, to keep you disaligned, okay? Unaligned with your higher self so that they can draw energy, okay? And it keeps them in a position of power, in the position of being the hunter and not the prey, okay? Regional manager, let's see, bottom of the deck. Sacral chakra, this is where they're drawing from. It's all sexual, collective. This is why they're watching. The regional manager, in this case, set it up so that you could be watched by a whole bunch of weirdos from some coven or something, collective, okay? And so people, it could be different places in the world. I get treason, collective, okay? And so these people can watch you and draw energy from your sacral energy, because they're a bunch of weirdos, collective, that sit around and watch strangers, collective, and they play with themselves, okay? And they project all sorts of disgusting things, collective. Their time is numbered. They're not true scientists, okay? They're true lunatics, okay? And they have the nerve to wear clothes, collective, okay? All right, let's go. Let's close this nasty stuff out, collective, okay? Enjoy those eyes while you got them, okay? Their eyesight, okay? Because that's been my petition for some, okay? I guarantee you, many of my petitions are heard and granted because I don't ask for much, collective. And when I ask for stuff like this, they know it's justified and it's warranted, okay? All right. So enjoy that. Show me this sacred chakra. Nasty, disgusting things. They're about to be chicken bones in space for sure. Show me that sacred chakra. They want to keep drawing off of your sacred chakra, watching you. They have cameras in just about every item that we buy, collective, and listening devices. Disgusting. We're going to clean this shit. We're going to clean it up, though. Let's take this crossing. All right, if I can get it. Fatal crash. Maybe they were doing these things to drawing on your energy by way of surveillance, right? Drawing all of your energy to make it so that when you go out and move, if you drive or whatever, okay? So that you wouldn't be present, so that you could have a crash, collective. And then they can continue to draw off of others' energies as well, okay? Maybe you're helping to reveal this, okay? One more. Sacral. Kirby. Could be a name, collective. Could be something about a video game, collective. They could be talking about young people that they like to watch and draw off of their young, youthful, sacral energy. I feel like they've been doing this a long time. This is what they do, collective, okay? This is what they do. All right, let's go. We're almost done. Dante's Inferno. They're going to hell, collective. 52 blocks. They've been blocked, okay? I feel it. Let's go. Aeronautics, the science of air, flight manufacturing, and capability, which goes back to this weapon manufacturing, okay? All right, but they want to block it. They don't want to go to hell, collective, okay? So they want to continue to draw off of the collective's energy. So this is the shift that they would like, okay? But we want it to stay right here, where we're headed. this internal breach, collective. There's divine protection. These people have lost, okay? And they will be humiliated in front of the world, okay? As well as in front of their children and their families. All right. Let's read these off and we're going to get the mysteries and close it. Death for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, collective. This is where these people are headed, or this is where they're at right now, okay? Let's go. No animal ritualistic abuse. They do this as well, okay? There's no holds bar for these people, okay? They'll do anything for money. Anything for recognition and fame, okay? Anything. It's a narcissist empathic paradigm, collective, okay? All right, mystery card number 1. Radio antenna. A device used to convert electric currents into electromagnetic radio waves for transmission, captures it from the air, okay? I feel like they're saying here, they're giving us a tidbit, possibly, as to how, even though we see chemtrails here as well, right? As to how they create these weather situations, okay? By way of radio antenna, okay? A device used to convert electric currents into electromagnetic, okay? So that's like electricity and magnetism, right? Radio waves for transmission, captures it from the air. And then they release it right back out into the air, okay? Something with radio antennas is what they're using. Mystery card number 2. Jealousy and envy, okay? And it's all about that. They're jealous and envious of the population, collective. These people are sick, okay? And I'm sure they have a prototype that they focus on, okay? All right, collective, like it if you like it.